All right, welcome back. So today we are going to talk about a problem called valid parentheses. Now this is one of a classic example of a kind of an intro. Maybe you'll get asked in internship questions or something like that, but it's pretty important to understand like the fundamental of data structures using this question. Now we're going to be using one of a very popular data structure. I'm not going to tell you what it is first. I'll try to let you figure it out yourself, but let's read the questions first. So the question is, given a string containing just the characters, open parentheses, close parentheses, the squiggly one, and the bracket one, I don't know what they're called, but as you can see, there are different ones over here, and then determine if the input string is valid. So an input string is valid if open brackets must be closed by the same type of brackets, and open brackets must be closed in the correct order, right? So let's look at the examples. For example, this one is super simple, just open and close. You gotta return true because that is correct. And then this one also, like they don't enclose each other, so that's pretty easy. So that's true also. And then this one, because you open with a round bracket and then you close with a square bracket, that would output false because that is just not a valid parentheses. And then if you look at here, this is also false because yes, you do open with a round parentheses, that's okay. You open with a square parentheses, that is okay. But now you're closing with the round parentheses instead of the square one. So that is invalid. And then the next one, this one is the correct way of doing it. You have the squiggly parentheses, open, and then you open the square bracket, and then you close it with the square one, and then the squiggly one. So if you've written enough code, hopefully you'll understand how parentheses work, right? So everything that you enclose within the enclosed parentheses, the sub expression within the valid parentheses has to be also valid, right? So that is probably the hint that you'll need. So let me let you think for it. Let me let you think about it for a second. Okay, cool. So the answer to this question is that we have to use a stack. And the great property of stacks is that usually we want to pop things off that we're done with, or we want to push in stuff that we want to use later on. It's kind of it's a first in, last out kind of a algorithm, such that this property is excellent for this because the first in, the first bracket, you want that one to be closed at last, right? It makes sense because the first one that's open is the squiggly one, and then the last one that will be closed would be the squiggly one also, right? So the key here is to know that for every valid parenthesis, the sub expression within it has to be also valid. And if it's valid, you kind of just not think about it and take it away, right? Yeah, let's look at the iPad now. So let's look at an example. Squiggly. We got the squiggly one. Then we got the bracket. Let's add some more into it. And then another squiggly, code squiggly, like this, like that. Maybe add some round parentheses here. Okay, so I'm gonna color code them. So this one is matched with this one, right? So I'll put down blue. And then the green one, these guys would be green. These guys would be red. These guys would be pink, right? So as you can see, all the matching parentheses, you could kind of just, all the sub-expressions are valid. And then what you have to do is you can just eliminate them if ever they're valid, right? You could just eliminate these guys, and then these guys, and then these guys, and then once you've seen all of them, it becomes a whole valid expression. So how would you use a stack for this? Well, let's go back to the beginning. Imagine that's what we see. We see a whole string like that. Then it's kind of similar to having a stack. And then the first thing is you pop in one parentheses, and then you pop in another one, and then you pop in another one. So if ever they're open parentheses, you just keep pushing them in. And then once you see a closed parentheses, this one, what you do is you check the latest one. Is that the matching parentheses? And it is, because we're closing the squiggly one. So what you can do, if it's matching, you just pop these two off. So now what it looks like is that you've popped this one off, and now you have these 3 parentheses in your stack. So now we continue. Now we push another one of these round brackets, and we see if it's matching. If it is matching, then we're gonna take them off. We're gonna pop it off, right? Like I said before, once they're matching, once they're valid, you can just pop them off. And now you have another closing one, the square one. You see if it's matching, it is, so you pop them off. And then finally, you actually have another open bracket, is the round one this time. You push it in, and then you have a closing one, and then now you match it with that one, and you pop them off. And then finally, you have the last closing bracket, pop them off. It's complete, right? So there's 2 cases where they are invalid. Every time you have a stack, and then for example you have squiggly, round, and then if you have a closed bracket but it doesn't match with the latest bracket on the stack, like for example here it's a square and here it's a round one, then you return false right away, because that should never happen. Or at the end of your stack, if you still have open parentheses like this, think of it as this string. If you had that, these are not valid because they're never closed. So this is also invalid, so you return false. All right, super simple. All right, let's look at the code now. All right, first we have to initialize a stack. So stack, and then what we want to do is we want to iterate through the whole string. So for character in string, we do something. So what is that something? Let's just think of one type of bracket first. So let's just use the bracket, the round bracket. So if it's an open bracket, then we just want to append to it. We just want to push to it. So if C equals a round bracket, oops, oh, I hate this autocomplete. Okay, stack, append the round bracket. Excellent. And then if it's not, if it's the closing bracket, then remember what we did on the iPad. We check if it's if the latest item is a matching one, then we pop both of them. If it's not a matching one, we return false already. So there's 2 cases. If the stack is empty, then this is already false, right? So if it's empty, then you can't close something that's empty. And then if the latest one is not the matching bracket, which is this one, then we're going to return false. And then the other case is if it is matching, then that's great. We're going to just pop. We're going to pop once because we're going to pop the open bracket. The closed bracket, we actually never even append to it. So we actually never append any closed bracket. I just did it here for visualization purposes, but every time you have a closed bracket, you either match with them or it doesn't match and you just return false. And then that's pretty much it. And then now all you have to do is you do it with the other brackets. Now this is probably not the best way of doing it because you're just like copy pasting, but what you can do is you can have a map that maps the brackets together, the family of brackets. But here it's just more intuitive for me to write it this way for you guys. Okay. All right, I'm just changing the brackets, and then this one would be the square bracket. And this one, close bracket, excellente. Now this should be it. Maybe I might have missed the bracket, but I could just run it for now. Okay, and then once it's done, I should return true because it is all valid. Okay, oh wait. Oh, wait, actually, remember what we said on the iPad, that if there are still open brackets left, then if there are still open brackets left, then it means that it's not valid because there are still open brackets left. So if the length of the stack is bigger than 0, then we should return false. And then if it is 0, then return true. All right, let's test this out, see if there's any errors. All right, cool. So the test result works. Let's submit it to see if it works. All right, perfect. It's a success. So that was pretty much it. These are considered easy questions, but yeah, it gives you a good fundamentals on stacks. So hopefully you understand how to use stacks and why they're useful. And yeah, that's pretty much it. See you in the next question.